Hi everyone, so today we're going to be making an Easter rabbit. Keep watching if you want to find out more.
So what you're going to need is some paper or some coloured card, some paint, but if you don't have any paint, some pens and pencils, some sellotape or some masking tape, some paintbrushes, a pencil, a ruler and some glue, scissors and of course a tin. If you are using paint, you may want to wear an apron. You will also need a cotton ball or some tissue or toilet paper of some sort. If you do not own any of the items I have just said, use your own imagination and use whatever you have around the house to make this. So first you want to make sure that your tin is nice and clean. Then you want to set it aside and let it dry. Okay, so if you haven't got any paint, you want to start off with a piece of paper or some coloured card. You want to line up your tin with the paper and put a few dots all the way down the piece of paper that line up with your tin. Once you've done that, you want to take a ruler and join up all the little dots with a pencil. Then take some scissors and cut down the line. Then you can line it up with your tin and check that it fits around your tin by rolling it up inside. It should fit like this. Then you can unravel it and take any pens or pencils of your choosing and decorate it however you want your rabbit to look. When you're finished, flip it over, take your tin and wrap your tin up in it. You can add a little bit of masking tape on one side to stick it onto your tin from the inside. Then roll it up. Make sure that the edges of the paper line up with the edges of the tin. And then take some tape and tape it on the outside too. It will look something like this. Now this is for if you do have paint. I took a piece of paper and folded it in half so that I've got a little paint palette to use. I squirt out some paint that I want my rabbit to be. I chose brown, pink and white. You need to make sure that all your surfaces are covered. I used paper to make sure that I was safe. I take some paint and make it the shade that I would like it to be. Using a big paintbrush, I paint the tin the colour I want it to be as the base colour of the rabbit. I use a hairdryer on the cool setting to make sure my paint is dry. Once dry, I add another layer of paint. Then I hair dry it to dry it again. You can just let them dry on their own. I then add one last layer of paint. Hair dry again. I then took a lighter shade of the original colour I used, so you can add white to the colour. And I just use my paintbrush and dab it all over the base colour. I then take a darker colour than the base colour and dab it all over. I then blow dry this all dry. I then take my second colour and add a little bit of white to it. And find the part of the tin that looks the nicest to be the front of the rabbit. And then do small strokes with my colour for its belly and dab it on too. Blow dry. Then do a second coat of this colour. Then dry it again. Again, I added white to the base colour of the belly and then dabbed this on top. Then taking the previous brush, which I used for the brown, I just dabbed the edges of the belly to blend it in a little bit. Then I took a darker colour for the belly and dabbed that on top. Blending it again with the main body colour of the rabbit. Then dry this again. This is kind of what it should look like, obviously in the colours that you choose. Now back to if you don't have paint. You want to draw 2 bunny ears on a piece of paper. Then cut them out. I only cut the rabbit ears out roughly. Decorate them however you like. I'm making mine match the body of my rabbit. Then flip them over and do the other side. If you want to make them look more like rabbit ears, you can add a pink centre to the ears. Decorate the outside however you like. I then more accurately cut out the rabbit ears. Adding tape onto the bottom of the rabbit ear, you might want to bend it to help you get it inside the can and then stick it on. Do this again for your other ear. Add tape, bend it, and put it in the can. Should look something like this. Now for if you have got paint. If you've got coloured card or paper, use it. If not, use normal paper. Draw your rabbit ears. Cut them out. Then paint them exactly the same way you did the body of the rabbit. Then paint on the same colour you used for the belly, for the middle of the ears. Then blow dry. Use tape and place it on the end of the rabbit ear. Then place this inside your can, making sure the belly of the rabbit is at the front. Do exactly the same with the other ear. It should look something like this. Then you want to draw some eyes for your rabbit. If you've got googly eyes, great, use them. Otherwise, just draw them. They can look however you like. Carefully cut them out. This can be really fiddly. If you have glue, use glue and stick them on. If you only have tape, use tape and stick these on. They will look something like this. Then you have two options for whiskers. You can either cut strips of paper and use glue to glue them on. Which will look something like this. Or you can draw on your whiskers with a pen. Then you want to draw a little triangle on a piece of paper if you don't have paint. And colour this in with a pen or pencil. Then cut it out with some scissors. Again, using glue or tape to stick it onto your rabbit in between the whiskers. Might look something like this. If you have paint, paint a little piece of paper pink or whatever colour you choose. Blow dry. Then draw a little triangle on top. And cut this out. Use glue to stick it on. Then take a cotton wool ball if you've got one and fluff it up. Take what you need and roll the rest in your hands. Then flip over your tin, add some glue and stick on the cotton ball that you've just fluffed up and rolled together. If you don't have cotton wool, take a sheet of toilet paper, scrunch it up, take some tape if you don't have glue, and then roll it up, making the sticky side be on the outside. And this is kind of like double-sided sticky tape. you should have a ring of sticky tape. Stick this onto the back of your rabbit and then stick on your rabbit's tail. It might look something like this from the front and like this from the back. Then you want to take some paper and either paint it or just leave it as it is, blow dry. I cut the edges off that were white, but if you're leaving it white, just leave it. And then cut thin long strips of this piece of paper. This can take quite some time. Once you've finished, scoop it all up and put it inside your tin. Then you want to take some paper or card, measuring out 4 1/2-inch strips. I do this by adding a dot to 0, 1/2 inch, 1, 1.5 inch, and 2 will be at the end of the paper. Do this about 3 times down the sheet of paper. And take your ruler and join up all the dots that you made with a pencil. Then cut out these strips that you have made. Take some glue or sellotape and stick one strip to the other on a right angle. And do this twice. Then you want to pick it up and make little crisscross shapes. So you fold one over the top and fold the other to the side. Fold one down fold the other to the side. Keep going until it's all done to the end. Then take some glue and stick the end pieces together. It will look something like a little spring. Then do the same with the other piece. Fold one piece across, one strip down, one strip across, one strip up, one strip across, one strip down, and keep going. Then take some glue and glue the end pieces together. If one piece is too long for the other, just chop it off. Add some glue or tape to the end of the spring and glue them onto your rabbit at the bottom. These are its legs. Now we're going to make the rabbit's feet. I took a piece of paper and drew around my own foot with a pencil. You can either do this or draw your own shape for a foot. Then cut this out. Then do the same for the other foot. And then cut it out. Place your feet onto a piece of paper and decorate them however you like. I used paint, but you can use pens and pencils like you did the rest of the rabbit. So I painted the feet with the base colour of my rabbit. Blow dry. Add a second coat of paint. blow dry. Then do the same as what you did for the main body of the rabbit and dab on a lighter colour and a darker colour. Then blow dry. I then took some paint in the same colour as the belly of my rabbit and dabbed on a big oval in the middle of the foot and 3 smaller circles at the top of the foot. As before, I took a lighter colour and dabbed this on top, and then I took a darker colour and dabbed this on top too. Then blow dry this. I then glued on the back of my rabbit's foot onto cardboard. I used a cereal box for this. And do the same for the other foot. Then cut them out. You should have 2 rabbit feet. Flip them over and paint them or decorate them. This will be the top of the rabbit's foot, so it does not need the same colour as the belly on top. Blow dry. Then paint another coat on top. And tap on your lighter colour and then your darker colour. Then blow dry. When they're completely dry, add glue onto the end of your springs and stick these to the bottom of your rabbit's feet. And do the same for the other foot. And that is your finished rabbit. You can use it to store your Easter eggs or to hold pens or just a little friend. I hope you enjoyed making this rabbit with me today, and if you do make it, make sure to send in a photo to one of the tin team so that we can see what you've been up to.